In the last video, we looked at the potential impact of Brexit for businesses in the UK and Europe. In this video, we're going to go on to consider how to plan and actually make some risk assessments to try and mitigate the risks for your business going forward. So what does that look like? The starting point for any risk assessment is to understand context. And there's been much talk in the media about understanding and modelling scenarios. The reality is for a lot of businesses that Brexit is a multi-layered and complex issue. So the way forward, and what Shaping Business recommends when we work with clients in this area, is to evaluate the worst case scenario. And if you can manage the risks for your business in a worst case scenario around Brexit, then anything that falls short of that extreme situation is one that is perfectly within your capability as a business to manage going forward. So when we look at modelling the worst case scenario, we look at the potential that Britain could fall out of the EU without a trade deal and potentially even without a transitionary period, falling back to World Trade Organization rules. The second part of conducting a risk assessment is to ensure that that risk assessment is complete and comprehensive. From that perspective, we're looking at not just the sales operations within a business in terms of reaching customers across international boundaries, but also thinking about it from a supply chain perspective, both in terms of sourcing raw materials or assembled goods, or in terms of logistics of movement of products or goods between markets. It's equally important to consider the skills and availability of skills for different businesses. The third part of the process within Shaping Business is to use an enterprise risk management structure. Having identified what the impact could be of that risk, then there are different treatment scenarios that businesses can predict and plan for as part of their risk mitigation. So how can we manage that risk and how do we deal with that should that risk arise within the business? At Shaping Business, over the last 12 months, we've worked with a number of businesses, both in the EU and the UK, that are keen to take control and manage the risk and uncertainty associated with the Brexit process. As one of our clients said to us recently, uncertainty creates fear, and that can have a paralysing effect in business. As a result of our approach with a Brexit risk assessment, businesses gain clarity on how to deal with the risks and have a renewed sense of purpose in managing the future and their growth going forward.